Hi everybody, welcome to the channel and welcome to a gun review. We are looking at some devilbisses today. I've got all these fenders based up, so this is what we are working on today, guys, and I'm going to take you through some clear coating with a devilbiss range from budget to expensive. So we've got the guns here, so we're going to start off with the FLG 5, then we'll move on to the GTI Pro, and then the GTI Pro Lite, and then the DV1, and I'll take you through 2 coats of clear on each fender with these spray guns and just show you from a DIYer's point of view, from a budget gun up to the expensive devilbiss, on what you can achieve. So yeah, we'll move on to the FLG. With this fender here, we'll drop the first coat down. I'm using a 1.4 in the FLG. We're going to use 2 turns out on the fluid, dial it in, 2 bar pressure on all these guns. So yeah, enjoy the video, guys, and I'll see you in the intervals of each gun. See you in a bit. There you go, guys, that's the FLG 5. That's the first coat. Really comfortable gun to use, the FLG. This is the cheapest one in the range. There is one before this, the SLG, and the FLG is sort of in this next lowest price budget range going up. So DIYer to body shop painter, this gun will do the lot for you guys. Really comfortable in your hand. Drops a nice coat of clear down, as you can see. I think it runs better just over 2 bar pressure. Give it a little bit more pressure. The fan pattern's quite small, so you're doing sort of close passes, but other than that, a great gun to use, guys, and it will get you base coats down and it will drop you a clear coat down, as you can see on this first coat. So that's the FLG in a 1.4. We'll move on now to the GTI Pro. I'm using this in a 1.3 with the TE20 cap. I'll drop some clear in this, get set up, and we'll move on to the next fender. guys, as you can see, that gun was a lot quicker. Even though that was a 1.3, it's got a bigger fan pattern than the FLG and smashes the clear down. It really does. It's a great cap. That was the TE20 cap. Really nice cap to clear coat with. Great fan pattern, brilliant gun to use. That was 2 bar pressure, and that's dropped a really nice coat down. First coat, nice wet coat, nice and easy. And as you can see, that was really quick, probably under 2 minutes, and that fender's done. So we'll move on to the next gun. We're going to move on to the GTI Pro Lite. I've got the TE10 cap in this. We've got this on a 1.3. So I'll get set up and I'll take you through a clear coat stage on that one. There you go guys, that's the GTI Pro Lite with the T110 cap, first coat. So again, drops a nice coat down, it really does. Bit lighter than the GTI Pro, but out of these 3 guns so far, I think the fastest gun was with the TE20 cap. That just hammers it down, it's just a quicker, feels like a quicker cap. The T110 is a little bit slower, but it will put a finer finish down. But that's that one. Nice coat again, and they're all a nice coat guys on these. We'll move on to the next fender and we're going to hook up the DV1, and I'll take you through a little clear coat on the DV1, and then we'll start the second coats, drop the second coat with each gun again. See you in a bit. go guys, DV1. Nice finish again. This has got the C2 cap on it, which sort of like is a faster cap. It's not mega fast. I mean, you've seen the speed that I did that at. Probably sort of the same speed as the TE10 in the GTI Pro. But it puts I'd say a flatter finish down. As you can see, this is flowing out now. I've done these last two fenders with a DV1. But another nice gun. Really comfortable. The trigger is the best trigger out of all of these, hands down, but this is the expensive gun, so you'd expect more of a better build quality. But yeah, really nice gun. So what I'll do is I'll set the FLG back up. This one's flashed off. We'll drop another coat with the FLG, and then we'll work around these guns again until we get to the end with the DV1, and I'll give you a little chat at the end. So I'll see you for the FLG. FLG5 competing with the more expensive ones, and what a cracking finish, guys. It really is. Really nice finish. This is flowing out. This will go a lot flatter. Great finish with that. For the cheapest gun in this range here at just over £100, you can't go wrong, guys, if you're a beginner. They do these guns in different sizes. You can get this in a 1.3, 0.4, I think it goes up to like a 0.8. So you could use it for a primer gun as a cheap gun, but you can use this as a clear coat gun and a base coat gun, and it will get you down a finish like that. So yeah, really impressed with the FLG. I always have been. Great gun. We'll move on to the GTI Pro with the TE20 cap on that fender there. I'll see you at the next one. GTI Pro TE20 cap. I do like this cap and this gun. This combo with this gun and cap, really nice, guys. Puts a cracking finish down. A few dirt nibs in this, but a nice finish. This is flowing out. Lovely finish again. Not much between the two when you're looking at the FLG and you're looking at that. They look very, very similar. They really do. You know, this will flow out a little bit flatter than that. So we'll move on to the next gun. We've got the GTI Pro Lite T110 second coat. See you in a bit. There you go, guys. GTI Pro Lite T110. Flowing out nice, nice coat. Nice flat coat. This will go a lot flatter once this is flowed out a bit. This will put the flatter finish out of these. Would be the T110, TE20 second, and then go FLG sort of third. But there's not really a lot in it, guys. I mean, we all aim to get the flattest finish possible, but the only way you will get a true pristine flat finish is if you are wet sanding afterwards and then you're polishing. But you can get close to that with guns and different clear coats. And what we've got to remember is, in this test, this is agricultural lacquer, so it's a PPG that is really, really thick. So if you put like a car clear through this, you'll get different results with different clears. I'm showing you this demo with the PPG on these guns and what they can do. So that was a GTI Pro Lite, the T110, and that's a 1.4 setup in that. We'll move on to the last coat on the DV1, which is them two back fenders there. Then I'll give you a little chat at the end. See you in a bit. Shake it like you mean it, baby. Come on and dance, baby. Come on. Shake it like you mean it, baby. Right, there you go guys, DD1 second coat, flowing out nice, lovely flat finish. Got this gun dialed in now, know how to work it, get the settings on it. Nice gun to use. If you've got the money, yes, and you're a devilbiss fan, you'll love it, you really will. If you're on a budget, move over to the FLG. Now, you cannot go wrong with that finish, guys. You really can't. There is nothing wrong with that finish. It is absolutely in par with these, and that's the cheapest gun. You have to work at it a little bit more because it's a smaller fan pattern, but just give it a little bit more air and it just puts a lovely coat down, and it puts an easy coat down for you. You've not really got to work at it as in try really hard to get a good coat. I just mean you've got to work a bit more with a few more passes because it's a smaller fan, but it will get you a finish like that down. Moving on to the GTI Pro with the TE20, great setup. I do like this setup for speed and the actual way it drops clear down. It seems effortless, fast, you can get a nice coverage down really quick. It's a fast gun on a 1.3 with a TE20, and that's the finish you get with that. So the gloss levels in this and the flatness of that finish, really nice. So that's the GTI Pro. Then moving over to the GTI Pro Lite with the T110 in a 1.3, in a 1.4, sorry, on this setup. Again, cracking finish guys, nice and flat as the T120, but it's a little bit slower gun to use. You'll find it's a little bit slower than the TE20 cap, but again puts you a cracking finish down. And then last but not least, the DV1. I'd say it's the biggest fan pattern out of all of these, probably on par with the TE20 air cap on the GTI Pro, but finish wise, the C2 cap puts a good finish, but apparently the C1 cap, it puts a flatter finish down, but there's nothing wrong with that finish at all. I mean, that is flat. The only way I'm going to get that flatter is to nib out and polish the whole thing, but it is more than good enough. You can get your factory peels that you want on cars with that cap quite easily, just changing your settings, and just by backing off the gun and bringing the gun further closer, you can sort of get a flatter finish just by moving the gun closer or further away for your finishes. So nice and easy gun to use. It's the dearest one out of the lot, but it is silky smooth and you feel that build quality in your hand. So all in all, it's your decision guys. It all goes on how deep your pockets are. You've seen the finishes these guns can give, and that's the budget. And then you sort of go to the GTI Pro, which is like the next model up price wise, GTI Pro Lite, next price, and then your DV1. So like I say, it's entirely up to you guys, but if you are on a budget, highly recommended. FLG 5 puts a cracking finish down, it really does. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on the review of the devilbiss range that I've got. I hope you can join me in the next one. We'll be back in the studio, back on the custom build, which is the collab with Doom Stuff. We're going to do a bit on that over the weekend. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you in the next one.